Yo, what's going on, guys? Jared here. I am once again joined by my brother Vince and our friend Nick to be talking about this crazy ban list that just dropped at YCS Houston. You guys can say hello. Say hello to whoever is watching these.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, people.
Nick is definitely not in the middle of a World of Warcraft run right now while we're talking about this.
Not. I'm actually out of it. I escaped.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this. And just start the conversation. First of all, Nightmare Griffin banned with Link Decoder. I'll put those together because it's really for the same deck. I feel like how we. I mean, like that. I feel like this one was like kind of like more of an obvious one was the Nightmare Griffin one, but I don't know. I didn't put it on mine because it survived so many lists before.
I just want to say as a disclaimer on this, I have not really kept up too much with the meta in the last month, so I know that Griffin is played in Malice. I don't know how important that card is. I feel like there's different ways to build the board, but
I'd say it's like fairly popular. It's like the standard.
Griffin can be turned into Fiendsmith into a bow at the end of the combo.
It can't do that anymore. The Fiendsmith is hit though this time, so it can't do that.
Yeah.
It's hit.
Yeah,
right?
Fiendsmith's totally hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me.
The Link Decoder hit, I think, is more relevant than the Nightmare Griffin hit. Because Link Decoder was used to go into like to extend further into your to rotate into all your.
I think I agree with that. Yeah.
So that's one less body you have to like extend further for free, air quoting free.
Mm-hmm.
The board builder cards
it's a
matter more than the board enders. The things that end up on the board.
Yeah, I thought they were going to ban Link Decoder. I was like, this card is insane in Malice. And
let's rewind the clock about 2 years, though. I think when the card first came out.
And, I mean,
and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be banned in that 2 years. People were like, all right, yeah, right,
but not for the Ad Ignister stuff. For something completely different.
Not for Circular. I don't even know if Circular is still legal by then. It might have been banned.
But the Decoder is a very was a good hit for Malice.
On
top of all the other hits, it makes you can't you have to play more thoughtfully. You can't just willy-nilly just throw bodies on the board anymore. It's you have to like know where you're going now. Like you can, if you mess up once, I feel like you're going to like not end on anything relevant.
You get super punished. You can get punished way earlier.
You get super punished for not playing proper.
Dotscaper back? We're playing Dotscaper again?
No, you still don't play it because of Marshare. Marshare is insane, so it's fine.
That's something I do want to say, actually, is like, I don't think, for everything that's on this ban list, I don't think anybody predicted what this ban list ended up being. I don't think I saw anything even fucking close to what this ended up being.
No, I don't know. I think there was somebody that we were talking to really close.
I mean,
yeah,
that seemed more of like a leak than a fucking like.
Oh, I see.
Than like a prediction. From the predictions I saw online, I don't think anyone got like close to what we ended up getting.
Like the big ones were mostly correct. Like the ones that were like, all right, this is definitely getting hit. Like Dweller.
Yeah,
like,
Dweller being banned.
Finally.
I don't know why now. I don't know why now this is the time that Dweller gets fucking banned. But I'm happy it's gone. But god damn it, how did this survive tier? Like how?
Because that was the only thing checking tier.
What do you mean? It was just tier checking tier. It's been going first miserable. Or going second miserable.
Yeah, this card feels almost like Shockmaster in a way. Like it feels not. It's like not as insane as Shockmaster, but it feels kind of in that direction of card design. And it's been around for almost as long as Shockmaster has been around for. Sorry, I mean Shockmaster.
I mean, what this came out with? Like in what with
like a year after Shockmaster, maybe.
What was the set that this came out in? Was it
This came out in the first Mermail set.
Yeah, so like imagine like back then with Shockmaster running around, and you're like, hey, this card's gonna be as good as this Shockmaster card in like what, like 10 years. And you'd be like, LOL, okay.
I already kind of thought that Dweller was good when Firefist was.
I mean, it was right. It was good against. It was good, but it was like good against specific decks. You wouldn't think it would be like to the level now where like it's like ban worthy, right? Like you're like, oh, it's like a good, like a niche counter card. Now it's like, oh, Dweller a little
No, it's a
oppressive now
monster.
all of a sudden.
It's a monster. Yeah. It's a great card. And then the last one. What do
Low-key
you think?
Mitsurugi support.
Yeah, I mean a lot of decks. I mean, there's a lot of decks that get a boost off
just
this, right?
put-
Like so many decks get a boost off this. It's crazy. Tier, like I mentioned earlier, gets a boost. Mitsurugi gets a boost from this. Fiendsmith gets a boost from this. Fiendsmith, which don't even fucking start on Fiendsmith, isn't even. I'm just gonna spoiler, isn't fucking touched on this list somehow. Oh my god. But yeah, point is, all these like graveyard strategies, huge boost now because of this card being banned. Might be a big problem for Razio, but we'll see. Lastly, Bahamut Shark. I think that was a kind of a left field one.
This was for the Toad abuse. They didn't want
Mermail and Ryziel going
Well,
into it.
Yeah, every deck was starting to just pump out Bahamut Shark and the Toad, and with Eclipse Twin specifically, you can reuse the Bahamut Shark again to put out more Toad in an infinite cycle. So they're like, we can't.
I think it's funny they banned Shark. I think it's funny that Toad's legal. You can still play like Paleo and stuff, but they banned Shark.
Sure, because Shark cheats out the Toad.
Yeah, but now,
So they didn't want-
but now like the Shark deck's in shambles. Like those poor Shark players.
Oh,
There's a
that's
Shark player.
true, yeah.
There's a Shark player at
Yeah.
my locals. I feel so bad for him right now. His deck just got shot so poorly. Like the craziest stray I've ever seen caught. For no reason.
That's Bahamut Shark should have been so good. I don't know what to tell you. The card's crazy.
My man was just trying to surfacing Big Jaws. Buzzsaw Shark.
Sorry, it triggered Dragoons. It's too powerful.
It was insane. Yeah.
I mean, we just saw Aditya get what, third or fourth at the YCS with
Yeah.
Mermail Lantina. I mean, the deck's just broken. And ironically, both of these exceeds were used with and against it. It's Mermail deck is so toxic anyway. But that's besides the point.
And actually, in his match, you see him make Bahamut Shark twice.
Oh yeah,
and make double Toad. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's broken.
oh, well, that's it. I'm like, okay.
so broken.
So
Yeah, these bands are fine. I'm fine with these bands.
Going to
No
the
problem with them.
limiteds, we have Druis Worm. Very, very randomly.
fine. No, I thought it was. I thought the Jerusalem at least was going to go to one.
I
thought
think
they were going to put Ball Drake.
Well,
to one, too.
it makes sense that they put, Drew Swarm to one. I mean, like, Fiendsmith is hit, so it's not like you need it to stop Fiendsmith anymore. Right?
Mhm.
I
Anyway.
like how you keep saying this hit. Like,
Yep.
there's no punchline.
It's just, it's the point. It's kind of,
All right.
kind
all
of
right,
ironic, yeah.
This list overall is like, all right, Fiendsmith gets to do its thing with less counters to it. That's what this list.
It's not like what I would have expected. I really thought they would have hit something, but you know what though? I think that the idea that they are pushing some of the products still for that.
Mhm.
They
They still have to reprint Tract, bro. They have Tract down the line.
and
So-
Lacrima.
I guess
And
I'm,
Lackery.
I'm just surprised for Druis Worm because maybe this is theoretically a Malice hit is the only other thing I can think of, but like Bestials are pretty bad. Like they're pretty bad right now. It was like probably the worst they've been in their existence, to be honest. Right now.
No, they were
No,
they were really bad during like cash format when there was nothing to touch. But
No, Dragon was playable then. No, like Cash, you could play Dragons. You had like
Yeah.
the triple Magnamut pile.
yeah, that's true. Well, now they have one Mag, one Druis. And
Now it's like one
Slug
Mag,
and
one
bunch of
Druis,
hands.
and they're pretty bad into the format. It's like, ugh. Like maybe now with Fiendsmith picking up more now, but maybe not. They just got hit, so we'll see.
Yeah, they got it. I don't know. I
Like, it's so weird.
I like Drew Storm as a card. I think it's a cool card. I think it's really powerful for sure. I think that Bestials are like the next generation of hand traps. Like produce a relevant body, has a bonus effect, is a hand trap. Yeah,
Is that a good
it's-
thing? Is that too far? I guess that's the question.
I think
right?
that's maybe too powerful. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I feel like the Pandora's box has been opened already on this stuff. Like we're not going back. So
Maybe
why
the
don't we hit
bonus
Punch
effect
Bowl?
just needs to be worse, right? Like the Magnamut effect was too broken, the Druis Worm Sense too broken, but like the Saronir dump, who gives a shit, right? It's kind of like
Sure. Yeah.
pretty much where we're at. Shifter finally being addressed. Oh my god, about time. Thank God.
I forgot. Actually, this is the best list ever.
It's literally crazy that they hit
wait.
Dweller and Shifter on the same fucking list. I'm so happy.
Nick, you were like, before we got on this call, you're like, it's whatever. Like you're so like whatever about the list. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I think it was like okay. It was like the list is okay. It's fine, whatever. I said I think it's definitely better than the last list.
Nick,
and
you
then
can play
just said that,
Dragunity.
and I was
This
like,
is the Dragunity
never
list.
mind.
You can just play Dragunity again.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
What do you mean you can't get Dweller or Shifter if you're in there?
Yeah, you're gonna get drolled.
No, he's gonna
All
get
those-
sack shifted. He's gonna get
die.
sack shifted. He's gonna get sack shifted to one. The one shifter is gonna just come in.
Dude,
clutch.
people in my local chat were still saying they were gonna play the one Shifter. I'm like, just put it away, dude. Just put it away. Put it in the fucking binder, for the love of God. Just leave it in the book.
It's
an
unfortunately
amazing card.
It's one of those cards that says if I draw it in my opening hand, you're getting turn skipped. And
Oh my God.
people will
dude.
still play it because it has the whatever % chance to draw in your opening hand. As a one of,
Whatever.
it's going to happen. It's like maxi at 1 or maxi at 2.
Increase
It's
your
same thing.
odds to win
It's
the
turn
game.
Skip, just turn skip.
Listen, I'd rather have it at 1 than 3, so it's okay. I'll take it. You know, I'm not upset about it. This is a good direction. We're going in the right direction for this card finally. I don't have to lose to just getting sacked. And you can't
Somebody
play
was
the game.
telling. I remember we talked about this like probably a year ago or something. Maybe someone who's watching this video is the person that I talked to about this. I don't remember who it was, but they said something like, "If Shifter goes from 3 to 1, the viability of the card actually drops down more than you would think. It's not like it's like, oh, it's just like a third less likely to be drawn or something, and like that's about how much worse it gets." It's because of the nature of how Shifter works. Like you can't play it outside of your opening hand, really. It's a lot more likely to just be in the 40 card deck now that it's a one of than for one of them as a 3 of to be in your opening hand, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you're pretty.
What matters is
draw
it's in your
later.
opening
It
hand.
sucks way more.
Yeah.
Complete dead draw in mid game, past turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
So happy this is here. We also get the King. King's back. Masterpiece
your boy's
back.
Your boy's back.
Masterpiece isn't even my favorite card in the Drago deck. It's still Dynamite or Ignis. Like those two, like the monsters, like the little ones. Those are like my favorites. But I mean, he's welcome back. This deck still isn't going to do anything. Diagram's still at 1, but
Still does nothing.
it's cool. I'm happy he's here. Like he's chilling. Masterpiece is a cool card. He's like aura maxing. That's how I see Masterpiece. He's just all aura. That's what all he is. I'm sorry if you see me scratching. By the way, I have poison ivy on my arm.
I don't see you
Yeah,
scratching.
you can't see me scratching, but you hear me scratching probably. But yeah, I have freaking poison ivy on my arm. Yeah, happy he's back. Not going to do anything though, unless you guys have some magical thing that I'm missing.
I've actually been working on a Masterpiece deck.
Okay, you gonna search it with
the last
Semitachyon
year.
revealing fucking
No,
107?
It's Masterpiece for Unity, and what you do is you start with anyway. No, poop.
All right, how about Circular? Circular's here. We're back with Circular.
That's a good card. But I remember when it got put to 1, that deck fell off the face of the earth. When it went from 3 to 1, so I don't really see it being like that crazy.
I didn't.
With
You
it
know what's funny?
back?
I didn't want this card back. This shit was toxic as hell.
Yeah, I don't like it. There's like
It's a great card.
This is the one card I was like, I don't like this card being at 1. Like they could pick any other card on the forbidden list to bring back, but not this one.
I'm not happy about this one, to be honest. I know a lot of people are. Mathmech is really cool. It's like cool and good. Like I enjoyed it for what it was, but I kind of wish this one stayed in the. It's one of those cards you can't interact with. It's one of those things you like.
Well-
it feels like a Prince or something. Like they normal summon a landing a Prince, and you're like, well, I can't interact with that in a good way.
I hear you, but Mathmech is running into Bestials, so.
Oh, you mean the one
we
Druid?
still got 3 Druids. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think that's gonna do. I don't know. Like I maybe I'm like just paranoid.
Rosville might use it because now they have an extender. You can circle.
Oh yeah. Oh
Does
yeah.
it? Wait, does it?
Actually,
Don't you get Cyber Slocked? Sigma Cyber Slocks you.
Oh, he
Is
does,
it?
doesn't he?
Does he cyberlock you?
I am like 90% sure Sigma was cyber
Yeah.
selection.
Okay. Great. Whatever.
Oh.
But Starkiller doesn't, bro.
We'll do a live check.
No, he does. He does. I think.
He does. I think he does. I
Quick,
think,
quick
cool.
check. Also, you can special summon from the extra deck the rest of the turn 6 cyber monsters. Yeah.
Okay. Never
Well,
mind.
we're playing a
ignore-
Ryziel
ignore what I
Pirates
said.
deck.
So I just
Alright.
don't like being able to search the trap again, and then now you're getting like the negate and trished stuff again. That's like the not fun thing. Yeah. So
It's not going to be good. Don't worry about it. I would be surprised if it is.
yeah, I mean me too, but I don't know. Maybe I just have like PTSD of like that trap resolving, and I'm just like, all right, scoop them up, go next. Maybe I'm just being too paranoid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, it probably won't even be that big a deal. It'll almost be a welcome addition to a meta, which it won't break into.
Yeah.
It's just my prediction on it.
Big hitter now. Detonator going to 1.
That's big. Yeah.
Metatronus says hi.
You can just end the game
Bonus.
Bye-bye.
immediately. Nightmare Unicorn also could just end the game immediately.
I mean, you're bouncing it back. SP Low Knight can like also just end the game immediately.
I mean, like
Yeah.
before it even hits the board, you can just like Dawnzo that thing with a unicorn. Like turn 1,
Oh,
like you're playing,
oh,
like you're
yeah.
playing Ryziel.
Okay, you mean Cashteer
mean
Unicorn? You said
Cashteer
Nightmare
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
He's-
I'm
Oh
pretty
no,
sure.
no, 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 no! I'm saying like like you're going against Ryziel. Your first play is summon unicorn, and the
What do they do? They have
Ryziel
an
players, Ryziel players looking at like an Ash Blossom, and they're like, oh, I don't want to use it. I'm gonna lose
Yeah,
my
yeah.
ace monster.
Yeah. You just don't use it.
Uh,
Actually, I don't even know what you do now. If I just like pass turn, I'm like, go ahead, play a card. You gonna activate it? You know?
I'm really happy about this. This is like probably where I feel like Detonator should be. At least you only have to deal with one. At least you only have to
That
deal
makes
with
the
one.
deck a lot more fair. Yeah.
Now the problem is, twins still exist, so you can still get it back. So you probably just play like one Detonator triple Eclipse Twin now, and just try abusing the shit out of X Ryziel as the game goes on to keep getting this thing back. Same thing with Cross, keep crossing it back.
Yeah,
Like,
1D the Crow or Bestial.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's a good hit.
No, definitely,
It's a good
it's a step in the right direction. It's definitely a tone down. There's a little, it's like choke point, right? Like it's a choke point now.
Okay, what about this next one?
Yeah, bonfire also.
Bonfire.
But the problem is like
This-
oh man, so many hits here.
Consistently hit.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just,
I think honestly, I think it's fine. It was going to happen eventually.
yeah.
Some deck was going to make that happen.
Yes.
Road is at 1. This is,
Yes, this sadly had a good hit. This is the one.
also
everyone
just made me
expected.
realize that the hit later on, the unhit later on to a recently hit deck matters even less now. I forgot. I'm like, oh yeah, never mind. So they really don't have more copies of that card now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this is an obvious easy one. You know, bonfire coming the one, but that's fine. Brilliant fusion coming back. This doesn't matter, right?
All right.
Uh,
I'm actually interested on that one. I want to look into that, see like what people are brewing with that, because there's how many ways are there to grab Brilliant Fusion out of the deck? Like there's
I
like
don't know.
offer Scorpio or something.
We're not playing that. Stop. We're not doing that. That was like 4
Like,
bricks in
is
the
that
deck.
is that like
We're past
That's
that.
yeah, is that
Nope.
poop?
We're past that. That's trash. That's
I
trash.
was more concerned of the Gem Knight cards
Gem
coming
Knight.
out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, there's
more
new Gem Knight
concerning?
cards. Yeah, the Gem Knight cards can search it and abuse it, and FTKU probably more likely in some way. Shape,
I think
form.
the diamonds are still hit on the ban list. I don't know if that affects the FDK. Could be wrong. I don't know if like Master Diamond's still banned or something.
it's like the gimmick puppet hits where it's like they can still
See,
do it, but like
That's what you're thinking about. I'm actually thinking about how you can make use of like the extra normal summon on a Seraphonite in the body now with Link monsters. Like we never had that, right?
I'm still
Did
stuck
we-
on like the deck building part, I guess, is my concern. If you can get it to where you can search it consistently, I'm down.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If that can be done, I feel like the amount of bodies it can generate is a lot, and the amount of like
probably.
playability. It's like a Duke of Demise esque thing going on there, you know. Where
But then you're asking, you have to run a Gem Knight brick to and an extra deck spot,
Garnet's
and,
back,
like,
baby.
and like, you know, a way to search it if you can.
and that Gem Knight brick isn't a brick; it's a normal summon into Link Spider, into Moon, into Fiend Smiths, which are untouched.
Bro, it makes
not
my
a
drill
brick.
beam live.
makes my drill beam lie. We never bricked on it. We want it.
So I am actually excited what people cook up on this. So I'm talking to any duelist out there who wants to make Brilliant Fusion broken. Impress me. I want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's one
most
card
interesting
Brilliant Fusion combos, but like,
No, it needs to be like not poo poo skidoo. Play 8,000
I want 15 ways to get to the card. We're running like a single Gem Knight brick, and yeah, there you go. Give me that, and I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
That's more
you know?
interesting that way.
Mhm.
Next two, I'll put these two together. Cross out and Talons. I am surprised cross outs here. I am actually surprised cross outs here. Talons, I am super happy about. This card feels insane of recently.
I was only playing one anyway, so it didn't matter. I was like,
Forceful Sentry just feels fucking insane. That's the one that kills me.
Yeah. The Forceful Sentry look always feels like.
Yeah, when all the other ones like that are banned.
Yeah, it's painful.
Yeah,
it's so painful.
Like Dust Shoot's banned.
There's nothing worse than like hand trapping a deck and praying, and then they like continue and have talents. You just pick the cards up. You might as well have just gotten gammed on like a what's it called on a hand trap, right? Like you just auto lose on the spot.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? It is kind of like that.
It's a card. It's a card that stops hand traps. I guess they want hand trap.
Man, like, come on and tell me that there have not been plenty of times where that card has been so bad in your deck.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm one of the biggest haters of playing 3 of that card. Like that shit floats to the top constantly.
I would play that thing. I'm like, oh, you gotta hedge your bets. Maybe you're going second. Maybe you're going first. You gotta have talents. It's a really good versatility card. And you're like, normal imperm. You're like, I guess I'm passing my turn. Go ahead. Yeah.
I guess the problem is like this card is either like there's no like middle ground for this card. It is either like the most broken card that you're activating in a turn, or it is the reason you're losing the game on the spot. There's like no in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's kind of my problem with it.
But it's a card that I'm not surprised. Like I could see this card being hit on a ban list. So
yeah, absolutely. I could see this card getting banned. To be honest, I'm surprised it wasn't just straight banned.
Talents. Well, unfortunately now, because at 1, I think everyone's going to just run the 1 talent.
Probably. You're probably just going to get sacked by the 1 talent.
Yeah, it's only right. Everyone's going to run it. Like, it's fine. Like,
you're going to run 3 thrust in the 1 talent.
No, that's ridiculous. If you go first and you have 3 thrusts, that's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
The only way you're doing that is they nib you. And it's like, okay.
I would be scared.
You're going to do that in Unchained with the new unhit.
If you're playing Malice now, I'd be scared because crossout's at 1. That's like terrifying. Like that was like your Lancia out.
Yeah, that was your Lancia.
You just like fold now.
Now, yeah.
Well, don't worry, they're folding in other ways anyway. So.
Oh, now they're getting their new cards in Alliance Insight, because that's the other thing that they consider, right? Is Alliance Insight coming out? It's gonna make a big difference in a lot of these decks still. So Malice might still be okay, because I hear Malice can play kind of decently under Shifter or Lancia when that comes out, but.
Yeah, the Cyverse cards make it so it becomes a Cyverse like link up into stuff pile.
Personally, I always was kind of like mid on Crossout as a card. I understand its uses. I'm like, I wasn't like super impressed by the card.
I hated Crossout.
I know it has like a really good spot in metas that are well defined and kind of narrow. It's like, oh yeah, like you're gonna see these cards all the time. Crossout's great.
It reminds me of like what it reminds me of? Literally like deck building, because I'm like, to me it's like all deck building, and when I see Crossout and you have to go first, and then you also have to include like 1 Ash, 1 Droll, 1 Imperm, 1 Veiler, 1 Ogre, 1 like Lancey if you're playing Malice, just like 1 Nib.
When it's deck building.
Your deck, like the ratio is so bad, like it's horrendous. That there's just no way you're gonna play it. It's
you're like, well, I got to play all these hand traps just in case I go up against the base deck or whatever. And then
I didn't mention the
you got like you draw the bell in your opening hand. Your opponent's like normal summon Flandre's Eagle, and you're like, that's good, awesome. I'm glad I'm running these garbage hand traps.
It's just like the math doesn't work for me. It's like you wouldn't play like what is it like the 1-in-1 well I say like Gamma Driver, right? Like Gamma Driver is not being played right now. It's like this. It's like a worse ratio than Gamma Driver to me. Like I'd rather just play real cards.
I see what you mean. because you
engine
have to
or-
run cross out in like 5 things now.
Yeah, like
theory,
the
right?
logic doesn't make sense. So that's why I
I don't think the 5 hand traps are as bad as driver, but I understand your point.
The only reason I think it was even playable was literally because of Lancia, like just because it was you literally folded the Lancia if you play
Right now,
Malice
yeah.
specifically, but that's the only reason, the only way I justified it in my head.
All right, I think that wraps up limited, right?
Yeah. God, there's so many cards. I'm so happy there's so many cards. This is like such a breath of fresh air. I'm so happy they didn't like just hold back. Sorry. Collapse Serpent and Wyvern Burster. I'm just gonna combine those two. I know Nick's happy about these two.
I'm kind of mid on them.
Really? You're the dragon guy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not really impressed by those cards. I think they're at 2. They might even be at 3 in Master Duel, and I don't know. You don't play more than 1 of each because you're supposed to be chaos facing for them, and that's at 1. You know that's the problem.
Oh man,
Like
that's
you just look at the quality of that card. You're like, oh yeah, it needs a lighter dark in the graveyard. Like dang, this thing better do like a million things. Like no, it just has like if it goes to the grave, you search for the other guy. Like it's just not like it doesn't do anything really. Like you see more of it, but it's like not a starter. It needs help.
I guess.
It's like a whatever card. It really doesn't. I don't think it's going to change anything for them. I'd like to be proven wrong. Some proven wrong. But
all right, this is definitely what I was the most surprised about, and I'm just going to combine all of these together, which is Sword, X, Ice, Dormouse, and White Rabbit, all going to 2. Oh, and Malice and Underground. I'm just going to combine all of that together. That is
so
fucking
3 Raizo
crazy.
cards, 3 Malice cards.
That is, no one could have predicted that. There was not a fucking human who predicted that on this planet.
Yeah, I want to start with the Malice ones. I was just talking to Andrew about this, and coupled with the fact that like you think of all the things together that have happened, right? So Griffin board is gone, right? But Decoder, like Vince was saying, that's gone. So if you get stopped on your Malice card, you can't go like, all right, well, I'll link off the Dormouse. I'll Bestial the Dormouse. Also, your Bestials aren't really there either now. So that whole thing is like just not there. What are you going to do? Like make a Lingeribo and then not Bestial it? Like you just think about that. What just got lost right there when you're up against a Malice deck and they do all that stuff to you? You know, it's just like not a thing that can be done really anymore. On top of that, a lot of these like the new Malice cards, don't they require you to have, a lot of them require you to have Malice cards somewhere in play, like in the graveyard, in the hand.
The new Malice monster is semi to like a Bestial where you banish a Malice to summon itself from either your hand or your graveyard.
So that's kind of a problem. Like there are some cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they say like do X with like your archetype, and they're like really good payoffs. But if you remember, like when Malice first came out, a big gripe that people had was, and I imagine it's still a gripe, there's not a lot of good Malice cards. It's like you have Dormouse, White Rabbit, Underground, and then like Chessie at, you know, whatever, 1 to 3. You play 1 to 3 of those copies. That's at best 12 cards, right?
So to me, what you're doing is you are now going we'll say like Dormouse. Like I'll do the example you did of Dormouse, get Imperm, link it off for Lingeribo, Bestial, some back to Dormouse. Now you have to go Splash Mage, and back to Dormouse. Use those 2 to go into like the Ransom, and then you still have that extra body to go. You can't go into any. Oh man, that sucks, right? You can't go into
non-cyber monsters.
Yeah, you can't go into Haggard or SP.
Yeah.
Oh man, but you have
but you have
to.
You got underground. You got underground. Get Chessie come out, and then you have
3 bodies
Chessie,
there. You can
3 bodies. And
you also, but you have to also remember we're getting the new stuff next set, so now you can go like those 2. No, you can't make Cybers Wicked because of the Bestial isn't Cybers either. Yeah, it's like I'm sure there's a line. I'm sure it exists somewhere in there. Like you can mess around with it. Someone's gonna.
Yeah, there probably is, but you have to consider now. It's like that's a lot harder on a number of fronts, right? So like it's harder to pull off the combo now, maybe because it requires like worse cards to work with. On top of that, there's less good Bestials to work with. There's less Malice cards to start with.
I think you have to get
so
Cybers
much.
locked. I think you have to. I don't think there's another way around it. If you're doing that Bestial line, I think you have to get Cybers locked.
Yeah, you have to. Now you're forced.
Unless you have the other Malice card. That's the only way to play around it, is if you have a different extender that isn't a Bestial. But that's a whole nother. Yeah,
If it's like Marsh Hare
yeah,
instead of-
that's a whole nother scenario though. At that point, at least. But yeah, like it definitely affects the lines 100%.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to be mixed with more other cards now. It's going to be hard though, right? It's going to be hard to mix them with anything that's not a Cybers deck. Like
yeah, it won't be Fiendsmith because those are hit on the ban list too heavily, so they won't be.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah.
God damn it, dude. It's like, okay. Crack every time I say it. And the Ryziel stuff also, you know, detonators at 1, sword at 2, ice at 2, X at 2, bonfire at 1, like holy, it's like they just made up for like all these ban lists. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
you have to realize, that bonfire's at 1 because it's like it's not on the same picture here. It's like you're like, oh, they lost like one of each of their good guys. Like if that's all it was, like, well, no, bonfire they just lost 2 of those as well.
And
Detonators at 1. Yeah,
like, holy.
Like, the deck is a lot more fragile than it was, and it's a lot less consistent. Like, I mean, you have 7 Tachyon, right? But 7 Tachyon and like Bonfire, they play into Droll a lot harder than, your other guys do. So
now if you like stopped Ice Rise on the normal, like they have less of a chance to have Raw have a sword, or Raw have a node, or Raw have an extender. Like it lowers the odds of seeing.
Yeah. It's like what gets put in the deck list to make up for this.
Yeah, like
I think you'll see is probably more like other engine stuff being included now, like some kind of
sounds like a Tempai problem.
Yeah, like some kind of well, Tempai like is still like like we have the current Tempai deck and it was played and it was good too with the Fiendsmith Tempai Bestial pile. Like that deck was really good. It got tops. It was doing really well. But you just have to find quality cards for those slots. You can't put I
think that deck was still pretty good. It wasn't like oppressive in the way that Ryziel is now.
Yeah.
So I think that these hits will drop this deck down.
So I'm curious on how this deck is going to continue, like how it's going to adapt, I guess, because I don't think Pure was already struggling, I would say. With consistency problems and linear problems. Obviously, it was still really good. It did really well with the YCS. But to say it's definitely not a perfect deck. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're just ending on Detonator anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. As long as you get to Detonator, who cares? So I'm curious.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I mean, like realistically, it's like 2 level 4s, right? Like if you can get the 2 4s, who cares?
All right. What else is on here? What else
now
do
they
we
can't
have
make Dweller. Now they can't make Dweller.
Yeah, they can't Dweller either.
Like,
that's another big issue. Yeah, like I don't know. This deck's like a lot worse now. Like you could probably just like crack the board now. I think that's like you're more likely to crack the board in my opinion. So we'll see. Makes a big difference. Like again, like
cracking the board matters a lot more too now.
I'll just throw it out there. Now that Dweller doesn't exist, Nadir Servant's really good against it. Like you can just clear the board off of Nadir Servant. Trades with the whole board.
What, like Aggregator or something?
It's Nadir Servant, dump Entest, target Cross, get Maximus, special Maximus, dump Aggregator, Herald, Aggregator, negate Detonator.
Okay.
And it's all gone. I mean, like, the worst they can do is, like, at that scenario is to Detonator pop itself and then, like, have specifically twins under it, which they do not always have. To then bring it back, which then you are only dealing with a 2 material detonator, which is not the worst thing in the world. If your deck can't deal with a 2 material detonator post searching a ritual piece,
5 other cards,
you are not winning that game anyway.
Cards, right?
Yeah, you are not winning that game anyway.
Well, I guess you have to ask what deck is doing that though, because they're locked out of the extra deck that might be coming out with more support in the next set, but.
Yeah. There's definitely a chance the Mitsurugi cards are going to be very good. There's definitely a good chance that they're going to be good. Morphing Jar.
And Cyber Jar. Well, it's on top of Cyber Jar going to 3, and Morphing Jar being a 2.
Yeah.
Empty jars here.
Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes, Ash and Pop are going to 2. Bonfire went to 1. That's what I was talking about before. So it's like they're probably in a worse spot. than they
Original's
were
still banned.
before. Original's still banned. Like they're in about the same spot they were before this ban list.
Yeah, you can
Like,
just do the
they have
combo
2 poplars
the next
now.
turn.
Like that's better than having 1 poplar for sure. I mean, we know that's a problem, right? Having 1 poplar,
Yeah.
but
To,
yeah, I don't know. It's like
to,
whatever.
to quickly go back to Morphine Jar, I was going to point out that Mimical Maker can search both.
Oh my God, this guy in the maker point, the mimical.
I'm just
Jordan.
saying.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
just
but, like,
saying-
they already were both legal though. You know,
I'm just yeah, but now you can see them more.
now you can just draw them.
Vince just
Now
wants
you
to
just
play
straight
Morphin Jar
draw
so
Now you
bad.
can just draw the brick.
Bro,
Like-
you know how fun it is resolving Cyber Jar?
Oh my God, this guy.
Yeah, sure. Right, great.
I'm happy to see Snake Eyes come back a little bit, even though I knew Bonfire was going to 1. I actually have my Snake Eye deck like literally sitting in front of me right now, and it makes me really
I
sad.
think that they could put Ash and Poplar to 3.
I agree.
Thank you, Andrew, for that comment. I agree with him on that one.
They should probably be at 3. It makes me
They're,
really
they're
sad
taking
about that.
baby steps, whatever. It's not the end of the world.
Shavara going to 2?
It's
That's-
cool.
It's good for the deck.
It's cool. Does nothing. Does that? I mean, it makes it more consistent, I guess.
Unchained
Unchained
a
deck.
little bit more
But
of a deck again.
But like, don't change.
Hold on though. Wasn't one of the issues? Man, I'm trying to like pull back my memories on this one. You guys can tell me because you played the deck. Wasn't one of the issues that Starvara went to 1 is that you just don't have another copy?
There was a
Right.
Fiendsmith combo where you needed, or there was a oh my God, my brain is completely fried. An Unchained combo that you needed specifically a second Shavara in your deck for some reason. I can't remember why for the life of
Like
me.
you needed to add 1 to your hand,
Yeah, you
while
needed
another
to-
one was like in the graveyard or like as material underneath like a DDD or something, right?
Yes, there was
Something like that. Yeah.
It was
I remember that line was lost when this went to 1, so that's that Gopin, right? Whatever that line is, I don't know how
yeah.
great.
You have to go back to
Yeah.
Unchained combos. Unchained players rejoice.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
good unlimit, a semi-limit for it. Definitely helps the deck. I don't know if that's going to push it through current meta, even with the current meta being, sideswiped by like the bias
Yeah.
list also. So it's like you have to like kind of like lab with it.
Like I would be
and-
more
like
I would be more
Yeah.
expecting that deck to be good than Math Mech.
like Fiendsmith Unchained, right? Because
yeah,
obviously
and
Fiendsmith.
and Unchained.
No,
still
I
has-
mean that. How are you going to
And
put Fiends with Unchained? With all the hits. But
and Unchained.
we're not
can
going to
still,
stop, guys.
And Unchained can still make a bow on your opponent's turn. Very fun.
I mean, this is also good for Ubel, right? Like, this could also be
True,
yeah.
maybe,
that.
possibly U-Bell thing. Yeah,
So, like, that whole package is
that's not a deck, right?
Yeah. I mean, luckily, we still have Charmies to put that in check, I suppose. But we'll see. Yeah,
Right.
that's
What are the
everything.
unlimiteds? I think that there is mostly nothing on this.
That's nothing.
Unlimited section. Right?
Cyber.
Like,
This is all stuff that was just that just went to 2 last list.
Jackalope and Tsuchinoko are probably the most significant ones, right?
Yes, these are relevant.
Because of quantity.
Yeah,
The
you're
dangers,
playing
yeah.
like a quality good numbers game now. Dark World. This is like the Dark World Goblin pile stuff. The I think actually the Goblin thing is notable because you can get to like big Gabunga without normal summoning way easier between like Terratops, Dangers. I mean, emergency teleports if you're going that route. Like there's a good like bit of level 3 monsters now
Yeah.
that you can fart your way to 2/3s to get to Gabunga, which can get to a net worth of goblin cards, whether they be Goblin Zombie, whether they be Mento Goblin. Obviously the normal.
You
goblins
basically
like Doug
can't
and stuff.
miss with your dangers too now, right?
Um,
I'm sorry I interrupted you there.
no, you're fine.
Like, you understand what I mean? Where like people are running, you go back to when these cards are all at 1. People are running like Bigfoot and Thunderbird and all that. And how many times do you miss on that when you're like, all right, activate Bigfoot on my turn, discard Bigfoot, just like pull the gun out and just it's over.
Yeah. No,
You can't miss with these guys. Like they actually are just there, and now you have 9 copies of them.
I mean,
that's an important thing to.
You gotta be scared though. Like I'm saying this for all of them. But for this whole, I'm kind of, I guess, more generally talking about the list now. So like without a card, this is like kind of my fear, right? I'm gonna go back to the Abyss Dweller, being banned. This is like a fear that I have. Is you may not know this, but next to me, in this box right here, I have a Dark World deck that I have always have built. I do not take it apart because it's one of those decks that can just show up again, and I can terrorize people. And it's only bad occasionally, depending on the format. And right now, with Dweller banned, the only thing really stopping a deck like this from like competing, I feel like, is and Shifter at 1 is like Droll specifically.
I'm trying to think of like what other like things take a hatchet to Dark World, and
I am
Shifters.
I mean, you guys saw me play this deck. Like, I am confident I can play through like most boards with the Dark World deck, as long as I can move my cards around like once or twice.
As long as you're not like held down in chains by some lockdown hand trap or some other effect. Yeah.
It's obnoxious how good the Dark World deck is, and I feel like that's kind of scary when it's like only Droll left right now. That's my worry. That's kind of like a scary thing for me.
That's awesome to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, but I'm rule you twice, and you're gonna be like, "This is awesome. This is awesome."
Respect Dark World. Respect Dark World, man. Like,
so just something to consider. That Abyss Dweller and Shifter, it doesn't always have its perks. It's not always up in the positive section.
I'm not sad about those cards. Bye bye. He's waving to me. I'll see you later.
So, like, the biggest thing for me is that I feel like you're just still summoning Detonator. like, at the end of the day, engines still can't beat Detonator. Like, no deck engine is really beating a Detonator for the most part. Like, good in a good way, I'm saying.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen, though, is that, you run like 1,000 matches with Ryzeal after this ban list, and you compare them to the ban list Ryzeal matches, and you're going to notice that it's not so much that if both of those versions of the deck build the Detonator that the outcome changes, because that's probably not going to change that much unless the guy gets the SP to Detonator and then somehow they're alive still and they pass the turn. The guy's like, oh, I'm in shambles, I can't get the Detonator back.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen more often now is it's like the guy ashes their bonfire and they're like, the set, go. Like that's going to happen a lot more often.
Right.
I think there's just going to be less play extension, like Vince was saying.
I'm really curious how this format's going to go. I really don't know. You know what I want to do now? You know what I'm going to do? You know what? I'm free on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to have a tournament on Tuesday. I want to see what everyone plays. I want to just kind of see what people play. I want to just kind of see what people mess around with. I think that'll be fun. So I'll do that. If you're watching this point, stay tuned, join the Discord so you can join the tournament. But yeah, I want to do that.
Let's go.
I'll announce that later, more publicly. But yeah, do you guys have any final thoughts on this list? Out of 10, how do you guys like this? I'm curious.
9 out of 10.
It's probably like an 8.
9.
7 or an 8.
9 because circular and they didn't hit Fiendsmith, so that's why it's not the perfect ban list.
This is
it's close. It's close. Close.
I think I agree with you. This is like a 9 out of 10 for me. I'm like
Dweller
a
B or B plus,
and Dimension Shifters finally addressed. All I wanted was whether Engraver to 1, Worry band, Caesar band, just one of those. You know what I mean? Just throw a bone to stopping this engine. Not even stop it, just hurt it at least. Make it feel a little less bad. If I SP an Engraver, I want it to feel something.
You know what? I'm inclined more to agree with the 9 out of 10 because I'm trying to think of what I wanted that wasn't there. And to be honest,
this exceeded my expectations. This exceeded it by far.
Yeah, this exceeded my expectations compared to other lists. It's definitely way better than the last list. It's better than most of the lists in the last couple of years, I'd say. So it's got to be up there if you had to make a tier list of ban lists. I don't know why a Yugi tuber hasn't done that yet. Where's the ban list tier list? They're like, oh, the August 2010 ban list. Oh, that's an S tier ban list. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah,
just make an 80-minute video on that. I think it's good compared to other lists. I don't know what I really want out of it. The funny thing is, I'm kind of attached to the Fiendsmith cards, so I kind of like them. I don't know
Dude,
what
I
about them,
sold
but
my
I like.
Fiendsmith cards. I'm so
Ah,
screwed.
yeah, well, too bad. Yeah,
I'm
you're
so
buying.
screwed.
Um,
How was I supposed to predict that? I thought it was such a
I'm not
shoo-in that they're
biased.
gone.
I own Fiendsmith cards, but I'm not biased. I like them.
I like them too. I openly love them. They're some of the coolest cards. I have a giant engraver still sitting behind me.
All right, you know what? Let me give another praise to Konami on this. This popped into my head maybe like an hour ago, when I was looking at comments about it. They're like, "Oh, Fiendsmith survives," people weren't happy about it, and I'm like, "Yeah," I'm like, "This is just like how Adventure survived. They just like never touched Adventure, and it didn't matter, right?" Granted, that's been power crept to death, right?
Yeah.
But they never really touched Kashtira either. People are like, "Hey, I gotta hit Kashtira." It's like, no, hold on, just relax. Like, do they really need to hit it?
Yeah,
It's
all they
not
did
like
was they just put
insane.
Unicorn, and that was it, I think.
They put Unicorn at 2. It's back to 3. There's like, I'm talking about as like engines almost like that you could put into decks. I really like that stuff where it's like, let me like try to push this thing into the deck and see how these like cards kind of pair up together. I like tinkering around with stuff. I'm a deck builder guy,
Yeah, same.
So I am.
Yeah, that's the same way. We like messing around with stuff. It's fun.
And so like you take away like the cool tools and you just tell me to play like the standard 40 card newfangled thing, and I'm not gonna be too happy about it. Like I can't think of a deck off the top of my head, but like Tier was kind of like that. Like Ishizu Tier, it's like 35 out of your 40 was solved.
That was so bad.
And,
it was so boring. To me, at least, it was so boring.
Yeah, like it's just like there's not a lot of innovation there. There's not a lot of room for like, ooh, look at that. Like, look at what they're doing with that. Oh, they're playing Mitsurugi with that, huh? Like, oh, with Azumina, I never thought about that. Something like that, right? I kind of like that. And so back to the praise point, I want to give Konami some praise on this because they kind of kept like the Simple Spoils engine intact, like not all of it, right? They kept the Kashtira engine, Adventure over the years. They didn't touch Fiendsmith just now. I mean, like
we mentioned before how
a little bit,
even Snake Eye, right? Like, realistically, the core of Snake Eye is still
it's
the
still
same.
there.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
It's realistically is
a little less consistent, But
the only difference is your Poplar isn't getting OSS. That's really all it is. Which most of the time you're getting the field spell anyway.
Yeah, so I like that they still keep the decks around.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of try and have fun with them. Like if this is like all they do to Ryziel and they kind of leave Ryziel at this point, and like maybe over like the next couple of years they like unlimit some of the like the semi guys to keep Detonator at 1 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine with that. Be like, oh, that's the Ryziel engine. You could play the Ryziel engine in the deck.
Yeah.
It does this. It gets Cross and Detonator. That's kind of cool. That's all it does, though. It's like it doesn't really do much more than that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Anyway, it's my rant. It's over. What say you?
I mean, that's fine. I think that's reasonable. It's a reasonable take. I agree. Well, honestly, I agree that they I mean, it's kind of like the way they treat TCG and OCG, right? OCG, like, I feel like OCG murders. They're on like a murder spree with like.
Oh yeah.
The art. Like, I feel like I've said it for a while now. I feel like OCG looks over here like, wait, we're the fucking Wild West. And, like, we have all this shit available.
Another one that just popped into my head with that, 2 actually now, is Sprite and Branded for big one, and Bystials too. Like Bystials are like all at 1. I think like every Bystial's at 1 in Japan or something.
Yeah, we just got Transformed to 1.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the case, but I remember looking at the sprites on the ban list over there. It's like Jet was at 1, Blue was at 1, I think. Starter was at 1. Like, what is that? Like, what are you playing anymore?
It's like so foreign to us.
And then Branded, Branded Fusion's at 1 now, which is the weirdest thing, by the way. It's like all the way at the very end of it, like when it was like basically done, like over and done with Power Crept. They're like, it's at 1. Over there, it's like Branded Fusion is at 1, Opening's at 1, Alber's at 1. Like, man, all right, relax,
Yeah, we just had everything for so long for no reason.
Yeah, we just kept all those cards. Like Konami trusted us to keep the cards.
Trusted us,
quote unquote. It was fine. It was fine. Like their decks were really good. They became less good.
Lats and Puppet.
Yeah. Well,
we've been pumping it for like 2 years straight.
That's the Puppet problem, right?
Oh man, so frustrating.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, after asking you guys how you guys like the list, how do you think the format's going to kind of look?
I think
I don't know.
It would be think it's gonna be a little probably the same. Honestly, maybe you'll get more of the spicier deck lists and different decks out there now. Like Memento just won this YCS, so maybe people will start actually, playing around with other decks that maybe had a little bit less power than Malice and Ryzeal.
I thought that was crazy that Memento just won the YCS and it wasn't like Malice or Fiends. And
that's kind of
It wasn't
awesome.
And it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Like,
Those
if you
decks
watch
that
the
were
matches,
just
they
below,
weren't even close. They weren't even close.
like
Okay.
Memento and Mitsurugi and stuff that were just below
Blue Eyes.
Ryzeal and Malice, and like couldn't surface. Yeah, Blue Eyes might be another one. I think that those decks are going to have a much better chance right now. I don't know what else I can really say though, because it didn't really help other decks on the list. They just hit Malice and Ryzeal, right?
Yeah, it seems like a light
And
tone down.
Mermail.
Which is realistically why do people just want it? They just want these hits. Like last year when we had this list, this was the Snake Eye joke list. That was like the Baron, Savage,
yeah, it was
Link Real.
bad.
You're like, what is that? That doesn't solve any problems. This feels like it might do something. Like your games in like a long, like in an event in a tournament, your consistency is way lower now. You're gonna run out of resources a lot faster now. If you hit cross on the Ryzeal deck, that's gonna hurt if they go through 2x Ryzeals pretty quickly, right?
They're just done now.
like-
They can't get them.
Like, think of, like, the opening Ryzeal line of, like, what is it? Like, Ice for X, X gets Sword, Sword get another X. Like, that, like, you're out of X's. They're gone, right?
Yeah. You better resolve that cross.
That duo better resolve to get cross, or else you're out of X Ryzeals. Like, they're gone forever.
Better have that one of cross out to stop the imperm.
And I think that's, like, a way that you have to kind of think about these lines, right? Like, the standard lines that we've been using. Like, now they're scary. Like, these are scary lines now. You hit that duo drive, I'm not going to say like they fold, but it's a huge detriment to that deck now, to say the least. At least the next turns, not having more X Ryzeals is huge, because then you have to worry about twins, right? Like, you're not worried about twins in the Eclipse at that point. Crazy stuff. I think it's insane.
Yeah.
So I think the format will probably. Oh man, I think it'll just push the bottom stuff up more. Not push it up, but drop the top two down. That's all.
They'll be a lot closer. I think that you'll see other decks topping because of that. Like, just a numbers game,
They went from Demon Kings down to Sensui level of S. Does that make sense?
Sure. Wow, that was. I got it, but it took me a moment to think about it.
Think
in my head.
of the way to describe it. It's like, yeah, they're still S, but they're less S now. They're closer to A's. They're closer to the A tier.
Yeah.
Well, Jared, I will let you know how my regional goes in 2 weeks, and I will see. I'll let you know how it goes.
I mean, yeah, is that the same? Next set will be out, right? Will not be out.
No, it's between.
That's a set, okay.
Yeah, it's this list, but not with Alliance Insight. So
Yeah. Okay.
I get a good feel of what is going on, like what people are gonna play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be exciting. That should be fun. But I think I'm gonna end it off there. If you guys have any thoughts on the list, or if you guys have anything last to say, feel free to speak your piece.
No, that's it.
You good, Vince?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave any thoughts down below in this ban. This is a crazy one, to say the least. I'm really curious what you guys think, so leave it down below. And again, I'm probably going to have a tournament on Tuesday. I will announce it on Twitter and my YouTube later. And yeah, join. I want to see what you guys can come up with for this new format. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.